Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another live stream over on LIVESTREAM. And today I've got two very special guests with me. They are Jenks and Curtis from the channel Twisted Locker. How's it going, guys?
Great, mate. Awesome. Yourself?
How come you got to go first? Jenks and Curtis.
I'm at
Curtis
the top
and
of the,
Jenks. Come on.
I'm at the top of the screen. And I'm older.
Top bill.
As we go on, I'll probably say, come to meet you one of yous at that time. So, yeah, I just thought I'd let you fight that one out. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all good, thanks. So, obviously, I went on your stream a few weeks ago. I had a really good time there, and I'm a big fan of your channel, guys. So I've always wanted to get you on here anyway. But when we done that the other week, I thought, yeah, we've got to get these guys on. You know, it's such good fun. We've done a Stephen King tier ranking over there.
Yeah.
Today's just going to be a little bit of a general chit chat. If you guys want to get your comments in, we'll try and answer them all as best as possible. Whatever you want to talk about, old, new, modern, horror, whatever you want. But before we get into it, guys, you want to just, I'll come to you, Jenks, or actually, I don't know who's best explaining this one, to be honest. But do you just want to just describe your channel and what you guys do over there?
Do you want me to do it, or are you?
Go on, Jenks.
We're called Twisted Locker. We've been running since January the 1st, basically. So we're almost at a full year. And we're quite similar to Movie Squirm yourself. We review horror, rankings. We do live shows. It's all horror. We don't mix it up. The closest thing to mixing up is we might throw a sci-fi horror in, but pretty standard. And I think anything else to add to that, Kurt? I think I summed it up.
No, I'd say we just like to add a bit of banter to it as well. So we don't like to take things too seriously. If you like a bit of a laugh with the videos as well, we always try and poke holes in movies, even if we love them. So it's just a nice, easy channel, I'd say.
Yeah, I know kind of our format is very like a live vibe, because we do a bit of planning, but we try to go off the cuff a bit more, you know. So that's why these are quite like doing lives for us.
It's got me through many a week. I was listening to you guys at work and stuff, just having my headphones in. I'm just laughing. My dad's like, "What are you laughing at?" I'm just like, "You're really good together. Got great chemistry." I think your channel is going to go very far. I really do.
Oh, thank you, pal. I appreciate that. Yourself. I love your channel as well. I think what people really enjoy about us and yourself is we're just normal and we're chatting. It's like, not to slay, you know, we'd love to be super slick, but I think part of the charm is that we're a bit rough around the edges, and I gravitate to channels like that. So I think that's the key.
Well, Jenks is rough around the edges. I'm really pristine and capped off, like, you know.
Yeah.
I'm the one. I bring it grounded, you know. I bring the groundedness, like.
Yeah. That's why we're going to be doing a review of like Street Trash in a few months. Really.
We all know that's your favorite film.
Curtis, you're definitely down more the route of all the trashy horror. Is that right, sort of thing? Or you'll just watch anything really? Is that am I right?
I don't like to call it trashy, but I'd say so.
That's it. Trashy's a nice word for shitty. Yeah.
Because Jenks, your catchphrase.
I got a demon's tattoo here, like.
What do you say, Gordon?
Sorry?
What do you say? My catchphrase is what?
It's shit.
Oh. Yeah. I kind of. Yeah. Do you know? I was watching an earlier video. I say earlier, we've only been doing this since January, but it seems like 10 years ago how our backgrounds have improved. And I used to swear a hell of a lot.
Yeah.
And I was like, I did swear a lot, but I just think I was so nervous and so inarticulate. I was just cramming swear words in.
Yeah. Oh, well, it doesn't look like you're so nervous anymore at all, guys. It's a great channel. I love it.
Thank you.
And if you go on my YouTube now, if you could actually see it, my channels at the top, they're in like order of what you've been watching, and usually in the top 3. So
awesome.
I do tune in quite a lot. So guys, if anyone's new here, I mean, I think guys might have brought a few of these people over. Jordan Moran is on there, who I always see in your comments and stuff. If you're new to this Twisted Locker, if you've never been over there, or you plan on checking it out, I've left the link in the description, guys. Get over there, give them a sub, go and say hello. Great channel, you won't regret it, especially if you love horror, of course.
Oh, thank you. Great plug.
Yeah, so today we're just going to do a little bit of a Q&A, answering comments, and if not too many comments come in, I've got a lot of questions to ask the guys here. But before we do get into the comments, I always like to start my live streams with what you guys have been watching horror related. So Jenks, would you like to go first? Curtis, I'll let you go first next time, I promise.
Say that again. So you were say the question again, sorry.
Just any horror related things that you've been watching, whether it be movies or any horror related TV shows, just like maybe the past 4 or 5 things, if you just want to mention anything.
Right. I'm currently watching season 3 of From. I don't know if you've seen that, Jordan. Have you seen From?
No. I've been listening to a podcast called Chat and Flicks, and they're all watching it. It does sound really good.
It's I think it's the same makers as Lost, or one of the makers.
It is,
yeah. And it's got, how would I best describe it? It's a town where people just end up and they can't get out. No matter where they drive, they always end up back in the same spot. And there's got a diner, an old police station, and a farmhouse and whatnot. And when the sun goes down, these horrible monsters come out of the woods and they got to barricade themselves in. And there's no escape. And these things in the woods, they're so terrifying. They're like proper nightmare fuel. And season 3 dropped 2 weeks ago, and my wife and I are hooked. It's fucking awesome. Yeah. You should check it out, definitely. And then film-wise, do you know, since Halloween, it's been pretty dry. I almost had to go to see Gladiator 2 the other day, but I thought, I can't be asked. I just needed to go to the cinema. But that's it for me, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've heard a lot of good things about From, to be honest. Like the guys over there, they keep guessing of where it's going to go and what they think's happening in this town and stuff. So I might have to get on that. It's on Sky, is it? I believe.
Yes, I think
you can get on
so.
Now TV. Yeah.
Now TV, yeah.
Okay. I know this isn't horror related, but I did go and see Gladiator 2. It was okay. Nothing special.
Yeah, I don't fancy it. I mean, if everyone's raving about it, I probably would have gone, I will see it, but nobody's raving about it, so I'm going to give it a miss.
Yeah, it's just a standard 7 out of 10 for me. Okay, Curtis, what about you, mate? You got anything you've been watching lately?
Nothing.
Anything at all?
I do need to see season 3 of From.
Yeah.
Season 3 of From.
Season 3 of From. That's a mouthful, yeah.
It is.
Especially with a Welsh accent.
It is a great show, but I've heard season 3 is ultra frustrating. I haven't watched it, so I don't know, but going nowhere. And they've done a bit of damage control, because the actor for Boyd, he's put out a video online to say, guys, please stick with it. I promise you'll get some sort of payoff towards the end. So they've started doing damage control, because if you look on IMDb, episode 1 is like 8.7, and then it goes to 7.2, 6.0, and then it's dropping down into the 5s as the episodes go along, because people are starting to get frustrated. Now, like I said, I haven't seen season 3. I loved the first 2, but I can sense that there's going to be some frustration there.
Yeah, so Jordan, it's got a Lost vibe, because there's lots of mysteries, and every time they give you a bit of a reveal, there's another mystery on top of a mystery. And I think the problem with it, if it is a problem, is have you seen Lost, Jordan?
No, but I know it didn't end the best way for a lot of people, and a lot of people are meant to be fearing after this show. Is that right?
Well, exactly. So because you didn't know, I think if they said from the start, this is going to be 4 seasons and we're done, I think people would trust, okay, they clearly got a proper end. But if you don't know when the end is, are they just going to keep on adding to the point where you never get an answer? And that's what probably is worrying.
That is one of the worst things about some shows, isn't it? Like, they just don't know when to stop, to be honest.
Yeah. I think we lost.
With regards, sorry, Jenks, I thought you'd finished. With regards to what I've been watching, I've had hell of a good week. Only because of one film, right? Oh. So, like you, Jenks, I am missing cinema, right? I haven't been to cinema since Heretic, which was over 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's long for us.
I've just got my hands on Trick or Treat on 4K. Now, this is one of my all-time favorites.
The Rock one.
Yes, with Sammy Kerr, right?
Yeah.
The 1988 one, right? And I've had this on video, DVD, Blu-ray, and now 4K, right? And I've upgraded it since I was a kid. And I've never been happy with the quality of it, right? It's a very dark film. It was really independent, so they didn't have a great camera while they were filming it. And I've always loved the film, but I've never been happy with the quality. And when I went up to DVD, I thought this would be great, but it's such a dark film. You get those colors, they don't come through. And then I got it on Blu-ray, same picture, right? A little bit clearer. Oh my God, I just had the 4K through, and the picture, I've never seen anything like it. I would pause it, right, just to look at scenes, right? Because I've been watching this film for easily 20 years, right?
Yeah.
I probably watched it for the first time when I was about 10.
Yeah.
And it is the best transfer I've ever seen. I paid way too much for it, right? I'm not proud of how much I paid for it. I'm not saying.
Come on. I want to know. We all want to know. Tell me, come on.
£90.
Oh my God, for a film.
Yeah.
But, right, I wanted it so badly, right? In all fairness, right, to my girlfriend, she went halfers with me. That's awesome. That's there in the heart, right? I told her, I was like, oh my God, because it was sold out everywhere. Someone was selling it on a seller's page on Facebook. And I was like, I gotta have it. Like, it's one of my favorite films. And in all fairness to her, she went halfers with me. I'll take that.
Fair play. That's love.
Did you say,
it's got a great
£90?
£90, yeah.
90.
I thought you said 19, and I was like, that's why I said, oh yeah, I paid that as well. I paid $18.99. I thought you said 19.
What? So you've got it as well?
I bought it, yeah, but I pre-ordered it.
You didn't pay 20 quid for it?
Yeah.
The box set one.
From
America.
Video? Oh, no. Oh, sorry.
That's Trick or Treat. Yes. No, this is the 88 one.
I know what you're talking about now. Sorry, I got confused.
I was so hoping
Jesus Christ.
live on this, you'd be like, I paid 20 quid for the same one.
Sorry, I got mixed up. I know it's Trick or Treat you're talking about.
This film means a lot to me, right? And I really want this edition. I missed out on it. And then I was like, I gotta get it, because money doesn't mean that much. In that sense, if it's something you really want, I can see Jordan Moran in the comments saying,
nice. Money
90 quid is effing mental.
Yeah.
If you want something that bad, you're willing to pay for it, yeah. And I there's not many films I'd pay £90 for on 4K, but
is it
Trick or Treat is one I love.
Curtis, is it because we were monetized on Friday and we've got 4 members now? Do you feel like you're YouTube rich now?
No, it's crippled me, boys. It has crippled me this month, but I needed it. It's an addiction, innit? Like,
yeah.
I mean, I think the most I've ever paid for Blu-ray was about £85, and it was on sale. But it was 3 movies. It was that Halloween 4K Shell Factory. It was Halloween 6 H2O and Resurrection.
I paid £100 for a Brain Dead Blu-ray bootleg. Yeah, so I got into a bidding war. It is. I got into. It's not actually officially been released past Blu-ray. Peter Jackson owns the rights, and he's currently working on his own transfers. Apparently, it is going to be released on 4K, or at least even Blu-ray. And I got into a bidding war with someone, bought it. It's a lovely media book, really well presented, but the quality, I've never seen anything as bad, right? It has moments of greatness, right? And then it drops to, if there was something below VHS quality, if there was something that came out before VHS,
Betamax,
it would be that bad. And there's a sound loop on it, so when you go on to new scenes, you can hear the sound very, very faintly from previous scenes. It is atrocious.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's terrible.
You need to just bring that out, because they're sitting on a little bit of a gold mine there. I think a lot of people would end up buying that, to be honest.
Well, Peter Jackson's talking about releasing a box set of Bad Taste, Meet the Feebles, and Brain Dead 4K box set. He was working on it, and then he pissed off to direct the Beatles documentary.
All right. I definitely picked that up.
What? Did he do the Beatles? I thought it was Martin Scorsese. Oh no, he's the Rolling Stones. Sorry, my mistake.
Rolling Stones, yeah. But he's overseeing the project himself, so it's him on his own working on it. So it's going to be a while, but I will wait.
Yeah. Okay.
What about you? What have you watched, Jordan?
Well, I'm just going to let everyone know. I will get into the comments in a sec, but I'll just go over a couple of things I've watched. Don't worry, I'm not ignoring you guys. I will get there. I watched a 5-hour documentary on Doc of Chucky that came to Shudder. It goes through every single Chucky film, spends about half an hour to 45 minutes on each film, apart from the first movie, which has over an hour. And I was just like in heaven because I love that franchise. So it was just perfect. Absolutely, it just flew by. I didn't watch it all in one night, but I think I could have. If I started it earlier, I probably could have. It just absolutely.
I think I'd probably be in hell. Not a fan of the Chuckies.
I love Chuckies.
Like the first ones are decent, but yeah, not my thing. I don't know why people are scared of Chucky. Like, why can't you just kick him, like, you know, like a rugby ball?
The director
he always targets kids, doesn't he? Like, he never targets the adults. He's a bit more sly when it comes to adults.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
The director actually said that too many people were saying this to him. So he went, okay, I'm going to take this on board. And then he made Curse of Chucky. And the main protagonist is in a wheelchair in that film.
Yeah.
So he said, "Oh, she can't kick him now, can she?" So he actually took that criticism on board. Jenks, I think he's one step ahead of you there.
Because I think that's where they try to do a Megan, where they made it like the T-1000, like, you know, she was like badass.
I met Brad Dourif, and he's a very awkward man. You can see he seems like a bit of like a troubled artist, you know.
Right.
Like I tried to like talk to him, and he kind of looked at me from the side, and he just kept nodding his head, and then I was like, all right, let's get this photo over with, because this is awkward as hell.
Yeah.
Do you know
I mean, if you're gonna do them conventions, man, you've got to be upbeat with the fans. You've got to be, otherwise, don't do it. You know, unless that's just his personality. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't take it as being rude. He was very awkward, and I just kind of walked in, like, tried to talk to him a little bit, shook his hand, and he just kind of like did that, and I was like, okay, let's do this and get out here, because I'm terrible at meeting celebrities anyway. So when they're awkward, but also on the other hand, sometimes they try to talk to me too much, and I shut down. Like, I'm like, don't talk to me, right?
Oh my god! Oh
yeah,
John Austin,
I like, right? You walk in, you give a quick hello, how's it going? Yeah, great. And then sometimes they ask you more questions, and I'm like, no, that's enough, right? That's enough.
Yeah, Bruce Campbell, that's enough, right?
Yeah.
I don't want you to come back and get another picture next year, so they ask you more questions.
Yeah.
I did watch Heretic myself as well. I thought it was okay. I didn't love it. I know you really liked it, didn't you, Curtis? But
it was right up my street.
No, I'm the same as you. I thought it was good, but it went a bit flat towards the end, I thought.
Yeah, I think Curtis gave it a higher score than you, didn't he, on the podcast or something?
Yeah,
4 stars I give it. Yeah, 4 stars. Very solid 4 stars.
Solid 3. But I think the tension, there was something missing from the end. I think it was all good building up with the tension with the girls first arrive there, and then it kind of when he was in the basement, I think I got a bit bored.
Yeah.
I do think that if Hugh Grant wasn't in there, maybe if they had cast someone else, maybe I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. Now, that 4 stars, Hugh Grant carries a lot of that. For me.
Could be.
I just from the second he was on screen, I was boom, sold. Every single line he delivered, he just carried that film. And even the funny moments were still sinister. It was everything he delivered in that film. Now, I didn't think the story was mind-blowing. I generally think if it was anyone else that didn't put in as good of a performance as him, I wouldn't have liked it as much.
Yeah, maybe.
But Hugh Grant, for me, oh my God, like, I can't get enough of that character.
Would you have liked it?
Just dying to watch it again.
Would you have liked if Bruce Campbell was instead of Hugh Grant? Would you give
5 stars, obviously?
With a card on, he opens the door with his chin.
Bruce Campbell in anything. Like, I watched Black Friday with Bruce Campbell. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a really fun film. It's a really fun film, right? But if Bruce Campbell wasn't in there, first of all, I may not have watched it. Secondly, it would have just fallen flat. He brings that flair to it, you know. He brings his character. But yeah, anything Bruce Campbell's in, he make it 10 times better.
Are you one of them who watches this round every November?
What round?
Black Friday, the film. Do you watch it every November?
No, I've only seen it once.
Black Friday films or something. Yeah.
Oh, maybe I think you got Thanksgiving opens up with Black Friday. You've got Black Friday.
I think that's it.
The Bruce Campbell film, is that the only film called Black Friday? I know there's Black Christmas.
Black Christmas, Black Friday.
I think so.
I think so, yeah. If my memory serves me right.
Because if it is, I can't believe no one's done it before, because it's such a good name for a film, and it's like a holiday kind of thing. So you got Halloween, you got Friday 13th, and it seems like one of the only ones that hasn't been taken.
Yeah.
I've just typed it in now. There is actually one from 2020, and it looks weird, like strange, to be honest.
Didn't that come out 2020?
Yeah, I think it did. 2021.
Oh god, that's close. My god.
Yeah. I'll just quickly I watched Black Cab. Have you heard of that one from Shudder?
Black Cab. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it.
Nick Frost.
Not a very good film. Yeah, not a very good film at all.
It's a shame.
Me and my girlfriend watched about 10 minutes of it. I probably will go back to it, but it had that. Do you remember Horror Channel?
Yeah, the Horror Channel vibe.
Yeah. Horror Channel vibe, like.
It. Even Nick Frost. Is that his name, Nick Frost?
Nick Frost, yeah.
Even he was like, I didn't even like his character on it, so to be honest.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm reviewing the Friday the 13th franchise on my channel at the minute, so I've just watched them all and going over them again just to review purposes. I'm on the 4th one now, so that's about it, really.
Can I ask you the most important question anyone's ever going to ask you, pal?
Is it my favourite Friday the 13th film? Oh, do I like Jason X?
Yeah.
I used to rewatch it all the time as a kid. And then when I watched it last, I think it's quite bad, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah.
Kind of sitting on
me
the
and
fence
Jenks watched it on. Me and Jenks were together on Saturday, and we watched it. We had a few drinks and put Jason X on. And this guy right here, he's been raving about it for ages. But then when we sat down to watch it, he's like, I haven't actually seen it in like 20 years. And I was like, you've been defending this film, right?
Yeah,
all this time.
Curtis, you got to remember, I'm 45. 20 years is like the other day for me. Yeah, it's not like 20 years for you. I'm still in my 20s.
What I'm saying is, right, and what I'm getting to here, right, is we sat down, we put Jason X on, and you could see the mood dropping and dropping and dropping to the point where Jenks went, turn it off, it's shit, innit? Yes, it is. It's crap.
I had seen it twice since I saw it in the cinema, and I saw it again then on DVD or something. But again, 20 years, when you're 45, genuinely 20 years is nothing. Like I can't believe Shaun the Dead came out 20 years ago, and I was a grown up when I watched
chump
it.
Change to you, like chump change.
Yeah. But 20 years to you were still in your daddy's balls.
You know what? That film, something that really bugged me about it. You know where she gets frozen at the start.
Yeah.
Did no one at all who knew where that facility was? Anyone who owns the facility, come looking for her? Just left it there frozen.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
it was a big organization. Like, what happened? Like,
what they should have done was have some kind of explosion that it all gets caved in, maybe, and it's like left.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Highlight of the movie though is obviously David Cronenberg in the opening scene.
Yeah,
top class.
Yeah,
I can't remember that.
Yeah, he's the scientist or the businessman or something.
The businessman comes in.
He's walking through with all them people.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's the one exploiting like Jason that he wants to keep him there for like testing or whatever.
Yeah. It's still a fun franchise though. I mean, I do enjoy them all, to be honest, but.
Friday the 13th is my favourite franchise of all time, pal. I absolutely adore it. Up until 7 is where it starts to drop for me in quality. I don't like 5. The quality's there. It's a good Friday the 13th movie. I just don't like the reveal at the end, and I don't like that you don't see Jason much in it. But 7, it drops. I quite like 7 and 8, but the rest then are shit.
I need to know which one you
do. I love them. My favourite one. Growing up, it was Jason X, always, not Jason X.
You said it now live.
Lives, right? You can snip that out now. So growing up, right, when I was younger, it was always Jason Lives. It was the more fun one. But my favourite is Part 4, easily. It's the best one.
Right. Okay. I won't say nothing about Part 4 then. No, I've watched it like twice this year. No, 3 times this year. I just can't. I like it, but I like the others more. It's a lot of the others more, but
that's fair enough. There's
I'm going to be watching it next again. I'm gonna watch it again next for my review, and maybe it'll kick in this time.
Yeah.
I just think part 4 is the most grounded. It's got the best effects. Tom Savini, obviously. It's got the best Jason. I love that he's a 60-year-old retired stuntman, and he looks like a regular guy. He's got the best makeup, the best kills. It's just, it's easily my favorite Friday the 13th
it's got,
movie. And
Crispin Glover's famous dance.
the
That's
dance.
what I was going to say.
Yeah. And what's weird about that dance? Nobody can recreate it because it's just so wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. You couldn't go to a class and learn that one. But also, there's one scene where Jason jumps through our window and lands on the car. That's enough said. I just needed that.
There's no doubt that Jason is amazing in that movie. Like, I will give it that.
He's so good.
All right, should we just get into a couple of comments, guys?
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Jordan Moran, I've been staring at his comment for ages, so sorry about that, Jordan, that it took this long to get here. But evening, great name
Jordan.
you've got there, mate. We've got Jill John. Evening, guys. Hello, Jill John.
Evening, Jill.
Evening, Jill.
Abigail Palfrey. Hey, guys, it's ages before beauty, Curtis. Age before beauty. Okay, sorry.
Oh, thanks for the correction, Ab. We were all so confused.
So we've got Paul Tams here, good friend of mine. Paul, got a great channel. Thanks, Paul, for coming along. Evening, lads. How excited are you for Nosferatu? I'm thinking it could be contender for horror of the year. I do need to watch the original, though, beforehand to compare. So, Jenks, are you excited for this one?
Yes, I'm not a massive fan of Robert Eggers. I liked The Witch, but I didn't love it as much as everybody else. I haven't seen The Lighthouse, and I didn't like Northman, so it's a very mixed bag for me. But anything with a vampire, I'll always check it out. And the trailer looks good. And apparently, which brother is it now, Kurt? Who's the vampire? Which one is it? The Crow.
Oh, Alexander, Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah, I always mix him up. It guy, you know. Apparently, you said he's meant to be awesome as this vampire, and I like the trailers. You don't see much of him, so I fancy it.
Robert Eggers has said he's actually disappointed that we can't tell it's Bill Skarsgård because his performance is so good. He wanted people to know it's him, but he's like, you will not be able to tell it's him unless obviously we know it's him.
Yeah.
So you could probably see through it, but early reviews coming through or early screenings, whatever people have seen there, it's getting rave reviews, and it's my most anticipated movie for us in the UK. I think we're not getting it till January, so it's going to be a January movie, which is usually the graveyard shift. All the shit horror movies get dumped in January. This January, or close enough, we had Night
Swim.
What's the Night Swim? Imaginary, Baghead, they're all the movies that came out at the start of the year. You know?
Do you know?
But I am hoping it's amazing. And like Jenks, I love Robert Eggers. I love The Witch. I love Lighthouse even more. I didn't like Northman. I didn't get on with that one. I think he should just stick to his horror movies. But yeah, I'm super excited for this one. William Dafoe, he is on a different atmosphere now, and he's become a global megastar of independent movies. So you've got like the A24 fans, they love him, and he's just found this new fan base, and it's brought him so many movies in because of the movies that he started doing. I think he's in 3 A24 films next year that have been announced.
Yeah, I think
he's just their golden goose slag.
I think we're getting it in January because it's out Christmas Day in America.
Yes.
And I was asking somebody the other day because I know Christmas Day is a big thing in America, cinema. I don't even know UK cinemas are open on Christmas Day.
I can't see them being opening on Christmas Day.
I'm pretty sure I went on my Odeon app last year and it was open, but I haven't checked this year, to be honest. But I'm sure you could go and see some movies. I might be wrong there, though. But there's been a glitch on the app or whatever. I don't know.
I think it is like a thing in America. I don't think it's just like if you got nothing to do, go. I think people actually gravitate to a Christmas Day showing. I don't think we have that culture here.
No.
It's
the pub, you go down the pub.
Say it again, Jordan.
was going to say, don't they play basketball games and everything on Christmas Day?
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Yeah, I no basketball for Brits, I think.
No,
on Christmas
pub
Day,
and food,
sleeping.
Well, I think some guy sitting in the studio has just gone, yeah, I'm going to release it on Christmas Day here, and I'm going to release it in January here, just to mess with everyone's letterbox year rankings.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, that is one of my more anticipated movies. I can't wait.
There's something in the trailer where a big shadow was coming over the town, and I thought,
hand. It's like a hand.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the way Willem Dafoe delivers that line, Nosferatu, at the end of the trailer. Oh my god.
I think I haven't seen the original, but I'm sure there's a shadow going over the town or a house. I think maybe it's the shadow on the stairs, and it's a very significant moment. But yeah,
I've seen the original, but I was so tired when I watched it. Like, I think I started at like 10:30 at night, and I was struggling to get. I'm gonna rewatch it though, definitely before this. But I did like what I seen. I was just like, when you, what did I miss there? And I
didn't
try
it come
not
out
to do
in
that
the
when watching movies. 1922, I believe.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, to be honest. I've never fancied watching it. I probably should, being a horror fan, but I just never fancied it. Like,
well, I've seen a couple of silent movies now, and they are actually quite surprising. Like, there's one called The Man Who Laughs, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant.
I have seen that one. Yeah,
I thought it was great, but
I got that one on Blu-ray from Eureka, and obviously Joker was based on that character.
Yeah.
And if you see the character from you go, oh my god, that is beat for beat Joker. That is a great shout, pal. It's a great film.
Yeah. Jordan Moran says, slag off Return of the Living Dead sequels. Is this something
I had nothing but praise for Return of the Living Dead 3. I loved it. But I loved it.
We did it. We just dropped a review 8 o'clock today, and we do Return of the Living Dead. We had a lot of fun in this, didn't we, Kurt? Because
we did.
You enjoyed it, but there was plenty for you to slag off and enjoy. You weren't defending it. It was just so stupid. But yeah, it was a good video. As he's on about.
I've never actually seen Living Dead 3. I've seen 1 and I've seen 2 when I was a kid, but I've never seen 3.
I watched it for the first time last week, right, pal? Before Jenk said we should probably do Return of the Living Dead 3 because we'd reviewed 1 and 2. So I thought, I've had the Blu-ray for like 6 years. I never opened it. It was still in the cellophane. So I thought, all right, I'll watch it. And I did treat it like a bit of a chore. I had a hell of a good time with it. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, although I've got mates that I know like shit films, so I've talked about it to them. But I wouldn't recommend it to anyone, but I'll go back and watch it again. I had a hell of a good time watching it.
Curtis, like she says, like, oh, amazing. I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. Oh, so good.
Isn't taste a funny thing?
Yeah, definitely, Jordan Moran says, £90 effing mental.
I know what he's talking about there. You're right, Jordan. It's ridiculous, £90.
It is, pal, but I needed it. And soon as I put that disc in, right, and I seen that transfer, all my worries went away.
Couldn't you wait for it to be back, in stock?
No, it won't be. These editions, they don't come back. They come out, they're limited, and now they're on eBay for £400.
Right, so you had a good deal. You're justifying the £90. You could have spent £400.
It would have been about 90 quid with shipping anyway, because it's shipped from America. I was looking at about 90 quid anyway. So I basically bought it for market value, which I'm lucky because, I'm not going to go too much into it because I'll talk about it all night. But there's 4 editions with 4 different covers, and all 4 of them were gone instantly. And now they're on eBay for stupid money.
Yeah. My friend Nige done a video on it saying about scalpers and stuff like that. So
it's terrible. Yeah.
Do you know what? I've done a video on me. I can understand where you're coming from though, Curtis. I've done a video on my channel the other week, on my other channel, the movie we're one, saying 10 movies I want on Blu-ray, and one of them it's most of them are movies from my childhood, but one of them is called Return from Witch Mountain. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes, I have. Yeah.
It's a Disney film, you know?
Yeah. Okay. And it was the first thing I watched on Disney Plus. I was like, I haven't seen this for years. I said, I love this on Blu-ray, and someone went, they've actually got it. If you used to get the Disney rewards when you used to buy Blu-rays, I don't know if you remember that, you can get it through that, but you can't buy it online anywhere. That was the only way to get it, and it goes on eBay for £85. And every day I've just been thinking about, shall I do it? Shall I do it? Standard Amaray thing, but
Jordan, don't procrastinate, just do it. Yeah, life is short.
The Rock did a remake, yeah?
Yes.
I've heard it's better than the original, as if.
Well, I think there's 3 of them. This was actually the second one. I've never seen the first, which is just weird, but I'm going off topic here.
I'm
talking about bloody Disney
it's all right.
So Jordan Moran says, yeah, kids and the disabled, that's who you should be targeting.
What?
Child's Play.
Child's Play. Yes, see the comments earlier, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. We get this problem when we do a live. We chat again. We go back and we're like, "What's he on about?" All right, we were talking about so and so.
Tom 180 says, even Tom, really good friend of mine. Tom, he always comes on every stream I do. So thank you so much.
Evening, pal.
Yeah, sent me a good few Blu-rays in the past and everything. He's a great guy. Jordan Moran says Jason X is shit, regardless of age. Yeah. I mean, you know what it felt like to me? It felt like an early 90s sci-fi TV program feel. That's what I had when I watched it.
That's what I said to Jenks when we watched it. I was like, oh my God, this is Sci-Fi Channel. It's the score and the synths and it's horrible. And I didn't like it when I was a kid, but I thought it was because I was really precious about Friday the 13th. I didn't like him being made fun of or being a mockery. But I thought, I'm older now and I like shit films. So I thought I could enjoy it now and just look past its flaws. But it's just an unlikable film. It's just not a good film.
I do like that kill, though, where he smashes her face when she freezes her face.
The corkscrew kill is great. That when he chucks that guy over the banister. And he's like, it's great kills now. I feel like they had budget and they only spent it on the kills and they went, the rest can do whatever. And the fake nipples that keep falling off.
The cover art's a bit misleading as well. He's only like mutant or menacing Jason or whatever you want to call it for like a minute or something.
I was shocked. In my memory was my memory of it from when I was younger was early on in the film. I was quite shocked on rewatch because he wasn't even that Jason when we turned it off. We didn't even get that far in.
Yeah, we were well over an hour. So only like an 80-minute film.
We couldn't finish the last 20 minutes.
Love the way Jenk said he was bigging it up and I went, yeah, this is shit, isn't it?
Yeah, I am an honest person. If I will admit defeat for shit.
Jordan Moran says, no worries. Probably from something earlier. Tom 180 says, what's your favourite foreign language horror film? Just watched the Let the Right One In and it got me thinking. Well, that's a pretty good one. Do you want to go first for this one, Curtis? You got any?
Yeah, I love my foreign movies. There is hundreds that I could reel off, but my favourite foreign movie of all time, it's got to be I Saw the Devil from Korea. This is one I go back to all the time. Jenks, we watched it together. I showed it to you not that long ago.
Good. Really good.
And yeah, this film is just relentless. I love the story. I love the horror elements, the action elements. It is just a top-notch movie. And that movie got me obsessed with Korea. I honestly spent easily close to 2 years just watching Korean movies. I taken everything I could. None of them were as good as that one. Parasite came close. But if anyone in the chat hasn't seen I Saw the Devil, Jod, if you haven't seen it, I can't recommend this film high enough. One of my mates in work currently has my Blu-ray because any chance I can get someone to watch that film, I'll take it.
It's an awesome movie, that. I bought it on a whim on Blu-ray myself, and it was like, wow, this is amazing. So, great shout.
There's one scene in there which elevated it, and from the start, right, it's amazing. But there's a scene where the killer, I can't remember his name, I can't remember Korean names, but he's on the side of the road and he's hitchhiking. He gets picked up by these two guys in a taxi, and they basically allude to, you jumped in the wrong car because these guys are murderers. And he turns and gives them that smile as if to say, no, you picked up the wrong person.
Yeah.
And then you've got that scene where they're flying down the road. the camera is spinning around them inside the taxi, and the three of them are just stabbing each other.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It is the greatest scene ever. The car is swerving all over the road, and it's just the way the camera pans around them, and it's just relentless. It's just the three of them stabbing each other. Like, that sounds morbid, right? But that's what I enjoy. But there's so many scenes again in this movie. I just think it is a masterpiece. I say that word a lot, but this time I mean it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's awesome. You got any there, Jinx?
Yeah, mine's pretty mainstream. I think probably it's a bit of a boring answer, but it's Train to Busan. I just think it's the only one that I stopped buying DVDs years ago, but it would have been the only one I'd actually buy. I love Let the Right One In. It's awesome. I love The Ring. But yeah, it's Train to Busan all the way, like by a country mile.
Yeah, it's great film.
Yeah, I watched that for the first time a few years ago, and it's just so fast paced, isn't it? It's like it's a film that belongs on a train because it just goes with the whole theme. It's not all about the zombies, is it? It's like people, how they are, humans, how they just like disregard other humans and stuff, and will only care about themselves and stuff. I thought that was well explored, and to be honest.
Yeah, but what's most impressive about it is how they utilize the train. I mean, that's the most important part. Is how exciting can we make a zombie movie stuck on a train? And I just love that every carriage is different. You know, the scene where they've got to get through all the zombies to get to the ones on the other end. They just utilize the space so well when they crawl in the where you put your luggage. It's just amazing, and it's just an absolute feat how they keep you engaged just on a train, like.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love movies that take place on trains, to be honest.
Yeah.
I probably would have to say Train to Busan myself, but I did watch a great one a couple of years ago called The Sadness. Don't know if you guys seen that?
Oh, I've seen it. Yeah.
It's brutal.
Grim film.
Yeah,
it's great.
Eye socket. Oh,
there's a great scene on that on a train as well, where that old guy is just
it's horrible.
Suddenly turns, doesn't he, on the train?
That is as nasty as they come. I love that film. It's not one I can go back to loads because it is quite taxing to watch.
I watched it.
No, I do like my gore, but there's some grim stuff in that film.
Yeah. Well, I watched it at Christmas time. I was really ill over Christmas, like full-on flu, and I was in bed, and I thought, I watched The Sadness, and I still was enjoying it, even though I was really ill, shivering. The bit with the hot fat melting the face, and he pulls the skin, and obviously the eye bit with the girl, which is, I won't go, it's too graphic to say on a live stream, but if you've seen it, you know which scene I'm on about.
Is that where are they in like a restaurant or a cafe or something?
With it's literally the first kill, I think, of the film.
Yeah.
It's a good film.
Great movie. It's great, but don't watch it. that was your comment before, Kurt.
Jenks
has got it's shit, and I've got it's great, but don't watch it.
Yeah,
copyrighted.
Because if one day we're famous, Curtis, and your tagline be at the top of a film like promotion, amazing, not recommended though, Curtis.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know whether to pick her up or not, wouldn't you? Keith Atkins, hello Keith, thanks for coming along, mate. Good evening, everyone. Cheers, mate. Jordan Moran, The Orphanage is great. Hoping The Wailing, gets a good 4K UK release. That's a good film. Are you guys seen that one?
Yes,
I have raved about The Wailing multiple times on our podcast, Jenks.
Yeah,
huge fan of that film. Oh my god, that's another top tier Korean movie.
Yeah, it's good.
They just knocked them out the park differently, don't they? They're just something different about their cinema. They don't follow a formula like a lot of US movies do. They just you don't really know where it's going, I don't think, in some of them films.
But I think
do you know what's great about sorry, Jenks, do you know what's great about The Wailing is that it's 3 movies in one. It starts off as like this detective movie, and you've got the virus, the cops trying to get to the bottom of what's going on in the town. Then it turns into a zombie movie.
Yeah,
and it's balls to the wall crazy, and then it turns into this really scary, grounded ghost movie. And I just love that switch between the 3 different storylines, obviously all connected, but it went so many places I didn't see it would go in.
I think with like foreign films, like French films and Australian films and Korean, is that we often think that they just do it really well, but we only get the good stuff coming over. The rest of the shit stays put. You know,
yeah.
We're not seeing all that.
Takashi Miike has directed 100 movies. I've seen 6 of his films, and I'm like, I will say, right, I'm a Takashi Miike fan, but I've seen probably 6 or 7 of his 100 movies that have come over to the UK. You know.
Did he do Audition?
Yes, he did, mate. Yeah.
That's
the film that started Torture Porn.
Because if you think like we get everything America sends us, so we often say, "Oh, there's loads of shit films in America," but we get it all.
Exactly.
They only get like a slither of British films. So in Britain, in America, they're probably thinking, "Oh, the UK, amazing films," and they just listen to
Shaun of the Dead,
Trainspot. There's like, there's loads of shit as well.
Yeah. No, you're right there. You're right there, Jenks. They probably don't see half the stuff Korea make, do we? So. Yeah, good point. Snowpiercer, Tom 180 says Snowpiercer is another good train film. Love that. I haven't seen that one.
5 stars. Oh my god!
And I've seen a series.
I haven't seen the series.
I've seen the series. Yeah.
Jenks, 5 stars. Snowpiercer.
I won't go that far.
Bong Joon, who is it?
Yes, Park Chan Wook. And Bong Joon Ho. Sorry, who done Parasite.
And what? Snowpiercer.
Yeah.
Are you talking the Sean Bean's in the snow? Oh, it's the series he's in, isn't it?
Yes, the film with Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, I've seen that.
Tilda Swinton.
Yeah.
5-star film. Amazing.
I have to watch that. I've heard so many good things about it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Sam Jones says, "Yo lads, Curtis, Sunday morning I'm going to put on I Saw the Devil and return it to you next week." Haha, looking forward to it. I'm guessing this is the guy you work with.
Oh, is there? You know him, is there, Sam?
Yeah, so funnily enough, he just caught that. And this is the culprit of who I've lent my film to in work. Top man, thanks for jumping on, Sam, pal. Appreciate it.
Cheers, mate. George Moran said,
I didn't mean to call you out, pal.
Well, Sam, we know your name now if you don't give him it back. So George Moran says the highest grossing film of the year in South Korea this year is Exhumer, a horror. So looking forward to catching that soon. I haven't heard of this one. You guys heard of this?
No. Do you guys mind if I just add this to my letterbox quickly before I forget?
Is exhume mean exhume, like bring up a body, or does it mean something completely different? Sounds quite similar to that word.
Well, because it's South Korea, I don't know if it exactly means that, but I'm guessing it does.
Something,
I recognise the poster. Oh. Nice one, John, pal. That's on my watch list.
Yeah. I've just searched it myself. Ooh, I have to have a look at that one. Keith Atkins says, "How about the coffee table?" I've heard of this. I've heard it's meant to be a bit disturbing, isn't it? You guys seen this?
Yeah, we saw it. We reviewed it. I liked it a little bit more than Curtis, I think. But it was disturbing. Kind of almost a pointless film. It was just, it was disturbing, but not as disturbing as people say. You could easily watch it. It's just the subject matter is disturbing. It's not what you see, it's what's implied. But I wouldn't recommend it. It's not crap. It's just, what was the point of it?
For me, rewatch value is a big factor in how I look at movies, how I rate movies. Now, I can watch a movie and go, I enjoyed that, but I know for a fact I'll never watch it again. So I can't really rate a movie highly. Like Megan is Missing. It is the most horrific movie I've ever seen. I watched it once. There was nothing wrong with it, but I'd give it 1 star because I'd never watch it again. Coffee Table had a similar effect. I watched it. There weren't much wrong with it, but I know for a fact I'll never put it on again. And if I'm making a movie, you want to bring people back. You want people to keep coming back and watching your movie and looking for new things, and
No, that's why I've watched Schindler's List about 30 times. No, I've only seen it once, and I don't give that 1 star though.
I just I didn't see much in it, like you said, Jenks. It was just a bit of a pointless movie, but it was an event movie. It was one of those movies you go, well, I can't believe they made that, and then it's done.
And our video did really badly, It was just we Yeah, well, we thought we'd
It was
ride the wave of everyone talking about it, but because we were such a new
Yeah.
channel, we just sunk.
it was more that video was more cursed than a cursed coffee table.
Yes.
We had
Am I
we had
wrong in
worse
saying
luck
this?
than the dad in that film.
Am I wrong in saying this? Is this a Welsh film?
No,
No,
but it's
Argentina, I think.
Oh, right.
Argentinian,
I thought it was.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's foreign, it's subtitled, but yeah, it's not a Welsh film.
Yeah, I mean,
We don't get many of those, pal.
No, I just thought I heard someone say that in a podcast a while ago, but I was probably obviously I'm wrong. I didn't give it 1 star. I give it 3.5 stars, but I don't think I'd ever watch it again. But you know, Mads, what you guys watched?
Yeah.
That's a film I could really appreciate, and the filmmaking was excellent. I just don't know if I'd ever return to it. I don't know if you guys.
I will.
Might, you might disagree with me.
It's in contender, I think, to be in my top 5 of the year. So we'll do our top 5 of the year around December time. And I'm seriously debating, as if it's that important. Like I'm sitting down with a notepad, sweating about it. Like, oh, it's a contender. But I loved it. And the more I think about it, the more I enjoyed it. You know, and I just want to go back to it already. It's a fantastic film.
Fair enough. So Sam Jones says 13 to Zametti is a class French film. I have not heard of this one.
Is that a horror?
I haven't either, to be honest. What are you doing to me, Sam? You've stumped me. I'm just sorry, pal. I just want to make sure I'm getting films down. I'll always recognize the poster. I haven't seen that one, but it's on my watch list. Yeah.
I've never even heard of it, to be honest. I do like
Sam's a little bit like me. He likes his underground movies, you know.
Right. Okay. I've only got really like one person at work I talk to movies about, so it's always good to have that person, isn't it? I suppose. Who's into the same sort of stuff as you. But the amount of times I talk to people about films and work, and they just go, "Oh yeah," and just like change the conversation. I'm like, that's why I love doing these live streams, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you can get it all out of your system.
Yeah, exactly. Twilight Limit says hello, mate. Thanks for coming along.
Twilight Limit. How's it going?
Yeah. And it's not really a horror-related question, but if you guys want to answer it anyway, have you seen Deadpool 3?
Yes, and I did not like it. I know I'm outnumbered. I know everybody loves it. I'm not going to debate why you shit. But I just thought, have you seen it, Jordan?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
I thought it was like 2 hours of fireworks where you're like pretty lights for 2 minutes, and you're like, how many more cameos can I smile at? Yeah. And it's just, there was no story. It was just lots of nonsense. And I love the first 2, and they are silly, but I love the silliness. It's not like I'm anti-silly. But for me, it was just, I don't know if you watch this a second time, are you still going to have pleasure seeing Channing Tatum in a cosplay outfit saying, I was almost cast as Gambit. Hey, not funny. And it's like, yeah, I'm aware of it because I know about films, but most normies ain't going to know that reference, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. I know, because we watched it. Go on, sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, I had great fun with it. I give it a solid 4 stars. I loved it. It was a little bit overstuffed. I think I prefer the second one, but it was just great to see Hugh Jackman back as Wolverine, and next to Deadpool, obviously, it's the dream duo, and I just had great fun with it. I agree with you, Jenks. I probably won't like it as much on rewatch because the fun of going to see it in cinema was waiting for the cameos and all the surprises that were going to come with it. But maybe I won't like it as much on rewatch, but I had great fun with it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'm the same as you, Curtis, to be honest. I do think it won't be as impactful second time, but I laughed my ass off, man. I was laughing so much at that movie. But yeah. And Twilight says, I enjoyed the movie. So just got to the bottom of the comments there, guys. If you guys are watching, you want to send some more in, please do get them in and we'll answer them as much as we can. But I've got a few questions to ask the guys here anyways to keep us going. So why... I'll let you go first, Curtis. Why do you love horror?
God, that's the $1 million question, isn't it? It's I can't really answer that. It's just something that clicked when I was younger. Some people watch horror movies, they can't get into it. I think from a young age, watching Critters, Evil Dead, Ghoulies, Gremlins, all these early movies, they just resonated with me. And it's just something I started to gravitate towards. And the more I grew up, the more I was obsessed with them. I mean, for a long time, I only watched horror movies. It wasn't until I went to uni and I was forced to watch movies other than horror just to study them that I started to get into people more, like Quentin Tarantino, Man Scorsese, all these other directors. I was just strictly horror. Yeah, it's just something I've always gravitated towards. I feel like if you've got it in you, that's it. You watch a horror and you're there. But it's a hard question to answer. I just love them, you know. It's just in me.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. What about you, Jenks? You got any real reason you love horror?
Yeah, I don't know what the reason is. Probably more subconscious, but I know the triggers that made me fall in love. Like, so his father I'm 45. His father is about 10 years older than me. So he was my, obviously like an uncle, but he was a little bit younger uncle. And he used to have all these horror posters in his bedroom. And even as a kid, even though they were scary, I was kind of like, oh, what's that film? What's that film? Like, you had a Day of the Dead poster, like the old school one with all the rotten faces pushed together. It's quite a rare.
Yeah.
You never see it much. And
yeah,
and he had Vamp, big, massive cardboard cutout. Then I had another uncle and his brother who also had horror posters and loads of videos. And I remember, I think the first thing somebody stuck on for me was Curtis's father my other uncle was Evil Dead 2. And it scared me, but I just couldn't stop watching it. And everyone was saying it was a comedy horror. And I was like, it's not funny. It's just horror. You couldn't see it.
Yeah.
And then I watched Return of the Living Dead. And it was like, I couldn't see the comedy, just saw those zombies. And then I just think it just kept on accumulating. Like, yeah, I actually love these sort of films. And it was, to me, I wasn't into Star Wars. I was into horror and I was into superheroes. And that was it. Nothing else. And I wasn't into sport. Didn't care about football or Star Wars. I was just completely focused.
Yeah. See, that's it exactly. Like, Evil Dead was my Indiana Jones. Like, that was my franchise. Like, when kids my age then were talking about films like that, it was Evil Dead. Bruce Campbell, Ash Williams was my Indiana Jones. Like, do you know what I mean? So I just naturally always gravitated towards the darker movies. And obviously, as you've heard from Jenks, my father did the same with me. He started showing me horror movies when I was young. I seen all the same stuff he did, and it just stuck. Seeing all these movies from a young age. I'll tell you something.
When I was in school, Jordan, all the kids in my school, in primary school, they were talking about football all the time, like Arsenal and this and that. And I just didn't understand what they were talking about. And I remember asking, somebody said, oh, have you seen Demons? And they were like, what the fuck is Demons? What? You haven't seen Demons? And nobody in the entire school had heard of Demons. And I was like, oh, I thought everybody knew Demons. And it's like, turns out, nobody knows them.
Yeah, I don't know. Great little story there. Sounds like your dad's awesome there, Curtis, mate. But I'm just gonna go into the comments because this one sort of relates to what we're talking about. Not this one. I'll just go to this one first. Twilight Limit says, I saw Hellboy. It had horror tones to it. I haven't seen that new Hellboy. You guys seen that?
The Crooked Man. No, I don't. No. It looks pretty shit, but
yeah,
I like.
I'll definitely watch it. I will watch it, but I do like from the trailer that it is definitely more of a horror movie than the other ones. But I don't hold out much hope for it. I didn't think it looked that good.
It came from nowhere, didn't it? It just popped out like into existence. Like, it's really strange.
I didn't know it was being made until the trailer was dropped.
Yeah, that's what we thought. We thought it was like a fan trailer because, like, this is not real.
Yeah.
Can't be.
Yeah, I think they released the trailer and then it was out like a month later, something like that.
Very strange.
Yeah, they clearly didn't have much hope for it. To be fair, if they didn't push it out very well.
Yeah, but you think, like, I read a lot about horror, and I'm usually in the know that something is in the pipeline at least, but I never heard anything about it.
Yeah. Well, this is the question I was referring to anyway. Is Jill saying, "Do you guys remember the first horror film you ever watched?" So, is yours Evil Dead 2, James?
It's probably not, to be honest. I used to watch a lot of Hammer horror with my parents. I think the first horror that I watched, I may be wrong, is Taste the Blood of Dracula. Is a Hammer horror. Not Vincent Price, Christopher Lee. That's probably one of my earliest ones. But I always say Evil Dead 2 because it's the most mainstream one, and I can remember every bit of it.
Yeah.
All right, you, Curtis?
God, it's. I remember all the first horror movies I watched, but it's a toss up between Critters, Demons, or Evil Dead 2. So those are the three that I know that I watched first. Out of the three, I don't know which one of them were first.
Yeah.
But though that's my earliest memory of horror is Demons, Critters, and Evil Dead.
Yeah.
Watching them way too young. Demons especially.
Yeah. What about you, Jordan?
Well, the first time I ever seen horror at all was like 10 minutes of The Haunting when I was about 6 years old, and I scared the life out of me. It was just all sound and stuff that was
the Liam Neeson one, yeah?
No.
Yeah, 1963, I think.
Liam Neeson and Owen Wilson.
I know that one, mate, definitely. But when I was in school, I think I told you guys on the other channel, everyone was just talking about this Freddy character, and I was like listening in, going, "What the hell is this? I didn't even know this movie existed." And I went home and asked my mum if she let me watch it, and she said no, and that just made me want to watch horror even more. The fact that I couldn't have it just made me want to. So next door, this girl called Vicky had Friday the 13th, the first one, and my other mate who lived up the road had A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. And I used to go back and forth, like I was friends with both of them and just watch bits of it, but I could never ever make it through the film because I was always too scared.
Yeah.
But one day my dad come home and said, "Look, your mum's let you, but we're gonna watch this movie now." And he brought me home Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Oh,
so I think that was the first time I sat through a full movie without needing breaks or couldn't stop. I just watched it and I fell in love. That is like probably the most important horror movie to me personally, to be honest.
Jordan, if your mother had said you're not allowed to watch Pride and Prejudice, would you have really tried your best to watch it? Like, go against your mother. I'm gonna watch this, no matter what.
Well, what pissed me off about it even more is the fact that she went, "Oh yeah, your sister wants to watch it with you, by the way, who's 2 years younger than me." So
that's bad.
You're 2 years younger.
Yeah, like it just didn't make sense.
Yeah, call bullshit.
Yeah, but I just love them, mate.
I'm the opposite of my daughter because I'll leave the option up to her, and I'll always tease her and say, "Are you ready for Evil Dead?" I don't particularly want her to watch it, but she's 9 now, and I think she's starting to get close to the age where I'll start showing her, good horror movies,
like the coffee table.
And I'll leave it up to her, and I'll be like, "When you're ready, you watch it." But I don't think I could ever say no to her if she was like, "Can I watch Evil Dead?" and she was serious. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to say no.
The second one, I wouldn't put the first one. You'd have to say no.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
it wouldn't be the first one.
I'd probably let my lads watch it if they ever asked, but to be certain, felt like I couldn't just throw Terrifier 3 on.
There's a limit, obviously. And that's just because I would never watch those movies with her, even when she's 18. Like, I don't want to watch Terrify with my daughter, no matter what age she is.
Are you worried Social Services is watching the stream now? The comment comes up, Jan from Social Services.
Jan.
Social Jan.
Look at hey.
So we've got Keith here saying, "Has anyone seen the Street Trash remake? Because that's what I'll be watching tonight." I remember liking the 1987 original. You guys seen the remake?
No, but I think Keith Atkins is Curtis's new best friend.
Yeah, so if anyone's familiar with the channel, Street Trash is one of my favourite movies of all time. I love it. I thought the new one was a remake. I'm hearing it's a sequel, so it's set in the same world as the original one.
Oh, well.
Keith, unfortunately, pal, I haven't got any means of watching it yet. I've heard this out on streaming, but I can't find it anywhere. It's not on Prime, so the waiting game commenced, but I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait. Honestly, Street Trash is the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my fucking life. It is so bad. Have you seen it, Jordan?
No, but I really want to know.
I watched it. He didn't force me to watch it. He told me Curtis told me I wouldn't enjoy it. But I said, you know what? I'm doing a horror channel. I'm gonna watch it as like homework. And I just kept looking at him like, are you fucking serious? This is the biggest pile of shit. And he goes, I know, I told you it was shit. But
Did
you get him back by bigging up Jason X?
Yes. I always hated it.
It didn't work, it didn't work because I knew it was shit.
But we went on holidays a few days afterwards. And I remember Curtis reminded me, he said, I sat on the bed and I was like, you don't really like Street Trash, do you? You're winding me up. And I was just like, I don't believe anyone could like it. But Keith Atkins is another one.
He was genuinely right. Like, I woke up and he was like sitting on the corner of the bed, like in deep thought. And I was like, you're right. And he's like, you don't actually like that film, do you? Like, come on.
There's a limit, you know.
Just like thinking about it all the way on the plane over and everything.
It was the plane was going down, like the masks were down. I was like, how the fuck Street Trash? Do you know it's free on YouTube as well? That's how shit it is. I paid for it as well. $3.99. It was free.
This is going to backfire on you, Jenks, right? Because guess what I watched on YouTube the other day?
Oh, yes. Okay. Fair enough.
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead remake. Yeah. Okay. I stand corrected. I love Dawn of the Dead remake, and he couldn't find a stream, and I looked on YouTube, and it's on YouTube somehow.
Yeah. Alien Romulus is on there.
1080p.
Alien Romulus is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Not for long, surely.
Yeah,
well, I think it's been removed a couple of times, but yesterday I checked and it was on there. 1080p and everything.
Who's the devious bastard that keeps getting that on there?
I know. Just addicted to getting copyright strikes.
Yeah.
Almost on his third one.
Keith says, I never knew it existed till this morning.
Yeah, it hasn't been that well advertised as the remake.
He's not wasting any time there and watching it, is he? Gonna watch it tonight as soon as he found out. Well, I hope you enjoy it, Keith. I really do.
Yes.
I'm gonna watch Street Trash, the original. I'm gonna do it.
The remake, the remake can't be worse than the original. It's impossible. Like it is. Even like we were on, Darren came on our channel from the Slaughtered Lamb, and he likes his trashy stuff. And even he said, like, yeah, that's shit. I was like, yes.
Yeah, but he also said, I don't know which is worse, Street Trash or the stuff. The stuff is great.
I've seen it.
I used to own the stuff, and that was crap. But it was better than Street Trash.
It is a better film than
Street Trash because it's actually got a fucking story. You know, it's like evil yogurt.
Hey, I'm not going to defend Street Trash. I know it's shit, but I love it.
Is it just me, or I watched the stuff for the first time? Was it this year? It might have been. And do you think that's just a metaphor for drug addiction? The whole movie.
I don't see why not.
Jordan, you're looking too much into it now, right? This is just one of those shit films, you know. Like, I think, like the Street Trash, I think people look into it, the way they treat homeless. It's like, no, it's not. It's just shit. Shit.
A lot of them are struggling with. It is set after the backdrop of Vietnam, and there's a lot of guys struggling with PTSD in it. So it is about like the fallout in America after the Vietnam War. It's quite deep, really. It's quite deep rooted in like PTSD and American culture in the 70s. As if.
Right, I'm definitely gonna try and get to it this month, definitely, because the poster looks great.
Great poster.
Talking of remakes, by the way, what's happening with this? What do you call it? What's that film called? Toxic Avenger remake? Because
we're not going to see it.
Seen that. People have actually seen the remake last year at a film festival, and it's still not out. So you guys seen the original?
Yes, I am a fan of the first one. The sequels are shit.
Right, okay.
I am a big fan of the first one. I grew up loving the Toxic Avenger. You had the Toxic Crusaders as well. Had like the bath
cartoon.
toys and
I used to watch the cartoon, yeah.
Yeah. So I loved all the toys from that, and I naturally gravitated towards the films when I was a bit older. And I don't particularly like the casting of Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
I don't know why he had to be him, because it was originally The Rock. The Rock signed on to be the Toxic Avenger, which would have been insane. Like The Rock in a Toxic Avenger movie.
Not much different, surely, than casting. It's pretty close.
But I'm obviously dying to see it. I want to see what it's all about. And obviously it was directed by what's his name? It's escaped me. He always works with Jeremy Saulnier. He's in Green Room. He's the main guy in Blue Ruin. He directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore. Mark and Blair. So Mark and Blair, who started his career with Jeremy Saulnier, and Mark and Blair directed I Don't Feel at Home in This World Anymore, which is a top class film. So the guy can direct. He's been around great films for a long time. And it's had good reviews from Fright Fest, so I don't know why we're never going to see it. But apparently, we're never going to see it.
Strange, isn't it?
I would say though that there was this very similar problem with the Green Inferno. And I hate that film, but I remember that was lost. They couldn't find a distributor, and it was it was made. It was in hell, like distribution.
Yeah, because it came out the same time as Knock Knock. So Eli Roth debuted 2 movies at the same time.
Yeah.
Man, that film is crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
that guy is just like masturbating in a cage. He says, I'm gonna release some tension.
I think Eli Roth must have been stoned making that film, because the guy made Hostel, arguably one of the best movies ever made, and
Cabin Fever.
And Cabin Fever, and he did Hostel 2, and he just did this. It was absolute mess for me. Like, they were all like, there was a girl having a shit in the cage, and they're all like, oh, I'm like, they've just been eaten. His friends just been eaten. Why would they care about a girl having a shit? Ridiculous.
Do you know what else? Films just been lost in production hell for it's like 2020. It got made. You know, Tom Six, who made The Human Centipede.
Oh, yeah. Tom Six.
Well, he's made the film called The Narnia Club. You guys heard of that?
I will never watch anything that man makes ever again.
Watch the trailer, right? It's about a load of housewives in like Beverly Hills, and they get this group together, and they just put stuff on the TV of people dying, and they just like get horny off it.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So, like I was just watching the trailer, going, this looks absolutely insane, and I don't think anyone released a movie, but it's made, ready to go, and it's been like 4 years now. So
honestly,
really, 4 years.
Tom Six,
2020 it was.
Tom Six is like the worst director ever. Like, I remember him saying that. No, do you remember when Human Centipede 3 was coming out, right? And he was saying the worst film ever made, and people assumed it was just because it was really gory and horrible. But it turns out it wasn't gory and horrible. It was just really, really bad.
Yeah,
it wasn't the worst film ever made.
The second one's crap as well, but at least it was violent. The third one is just like a PG, like a awful.
It's like a comedy. The third one, wasn't it?
Yeah, terrible.
That one, a comedy that's not funny.
Yeah.
Jordan Moran says, highly recommend watching horror films with headphones. I did it a couple of years ago with Evil Dead, and it was tense as fuck. Yeah, I've always wanted to do this, and I don't know why I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
I used to do it a lot. I watched Paranormal Activity, one of them, I can't remember which one it was, maybe 2 or 3, with headphones in, and oh my God, it's a game changer, especially if you've got like good bassy headphones. And obviously when I'm gaming as well, I play a lot of horror games. Headphones, I played the Blair Witch game with headphones in, and oh my God, what a crazy experience.
Yeah, I think it's because you cut off in it and you really absorb.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. And it's right in your lug.
It's a good idea. I've never done.
Yeah,
I've actually watched things on my iPad, but not like a proper movie on a big screen.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because I've got the PlayStation 5 Pulse headphones, and the games are great with them, but I should really try it with a film. Yeah. I've heard, like, I don't know, I haven't seen the film. I don't know if you guys have, but I've heard Skinnyrink is well better with headphones.
I've never
It's just
seen
crap.
it. I think everyone told me it was rubbish, so I didn't bother.
I sat through it all, and no sound is going to fix that movie. Now, I can guarantee you it'll be creepy. The film is creepy, but it is. I don't want to say the worst film ever made, because it was literally made for pennies. And what the guy did was awesome. He managed to get his film out there, and it made money in the cinema, and he got an audience. And now he's making another movie. So hats off to the guy. It was never meant to be this big horror movie. So I really applaud what he's done with it and how he's managed to get the film out there and the buzz the film got early on. But bear in mind, it is 10 minutes each time of a door handle or the roof or the floor, and you don't see anything. Now, the sound design is creepy, but I really struggled to get through it, and I only finished it just because I could say I watched it all and there was nothing that happened.
Yeah, I think I give it a miss.
It is scary, though. It is scary. I'll give it that. It's definitely unsettling.
Yeah.
I read into the lore of the movie and what it's about and what it represents, and yeah, it's creepy, but yeah, it's a boring film. Like,
It's a bit experimental, really, isn't it? That's what I heard.
Yeah.
It might be better as like a segment of like VHS or like an hour episode of something, maybe.
Yeah, I think if it was short, it would have been more pointless. It would have been like, it was
just one handle.
Yeah, exactly. And just be one handle.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I still kind of do want to check it out, but
give it a watch, man. Like, it's an experience.
Let me,
you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely something to experience.
Let me tell you something now. If Curtis doesn't like it, then it's like beyond shit. Yeah, it's like another level of shit.
Below street trash.
Yeah, below street trash.
Headshot of Dread Boy kills. What a name that is. Hey guys.
Awesome name. Hi mate.
Cheers, mate. Thanks for coming
Headshot's
on.
a cracking film.
Yeah, amazing.
Abigail says, I absolutely love the stuff. Yeah, it's got its fans, hasn't it? Definitely.
Can't get enough of the stuff.
Definitely, yeah. Headshot of Dread Boy kills. Do you guys like the Hatchet films?
I do. Yeah.
I saw the first one. It's all right. I didn't see any other ones.
I think there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. I think I've only seen the first 2.
I might be wrong. Yeah, I thought there was 4, but I might be wrong.
Yeah,
I've never seen them, to be honest.
I've seen the first 2, and yeah, I think they're okay films.
Isn't Kane Hodder Hatchet?
Yes,
Victor Crowley, isn't it? Victor Crowley.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
I think. Oh no, I think you're right there, Curtis 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's Hatchet 1 and 2, and then Victor Crowley was the third one in there, self-titled. Yeah.
Oh no, actually, no. There's Hatchet 1, 2, and 3, and then Victor Crowley. So.
Oh, there we are. There's 4 then. Yeah. Okay.
I'll have to get onto them. I've never actually watched them, to be honest.
That's a surprise, pal.
I know.
You never go around to those.
I love slasher as well, but never got to them. Funeral Friend 45 says Trump is a dump. Okay. I've tried to stay away from all that, to be honest. So I was going to ask, what would you say? I'll let you go first, Jenks. What is your favorite horror movie of all time?
Easy. Return of the Living Dead by a country mile. When I was young, it was Evil Dead 2. But over the years, I judge it from like, what can I just stick on? And even if I saw it 3 months earlier, could I watch again? And Return of the Living Dead is one of those films. Like, I love Evil Dead 2, but I need a break from it sometimes. Like, we stuck it on not long ago, Curtis, and we loved it, but it was just like, I can't be bothered, even because we've seen it so many times. I think we fell asleep. We were drinking. Yeah. But Return of the Living Dead, I think it's a masterpiece. It is one of the best. It's got trashy elements of it, but I think it's very well acted, especially the opening scene with the warehouse with Bert, Freddie, and Frank. And yeah, it's a masterpiece in my opinion, and it's the best zombie movie, best horror, I think.
Yeah. I love the way they incorporate Night of the Living Dead was actually real.
Yeah,
and that's great. Yeah,
and at the start of the film, it said this is based on a true story, which is so funny. It's like there's no rules, is there? You can just say whatever you want.
It's got a bleak ending as well, man. I didn't see that coming at all.
well, apparently the writer, the director said he just didn't know how else to end it. He just not gonna. He didn't want it to spread further and have like a sequel where it's like Day of the Dawn of the Dead. He just wanted to end it, and it's quite hard to end a zombie movie because it's usually like worldwide, you know, the virus.
Yeah. What about you, Curtis?
The Thing is my favorite movie of all time. My favorite horror movie of all time. Evil Dead 2 growing up was always my favorite. Now I still love it. It's at number 2, but the more when I got older and started to appreciate film as an art form, oh God, I can't believe I just said that. I started I feel sick. I feel genuinely sick. But it's true though. When I started to appreciate like directors and actors, cinematography, quality, all this stuff, I loved The Thing when I was a kid just because of the monsters and the special effects, and I always loved Kurt Russell. But then I remember watching this film then, maybe when I was like 14, 15, and I was just blown away by every single beat in the movie. And it was around the time where I really started to get into John Carpenter. I mean, I love all his catalogue up until about Prince of Darkness. After that, it starts to drop off. But I think The Thing is the nothing to me is better crafted than this movie. Everything is perfect. All the characters, like I said, Rob Bottin's special effects in this movie is unlike any, and it doesn't rely on the gore as well. It relies on the paranoia and what goes on, post 34. I just love it. I think it's a perfect movie, and it's the one I started to gravitate towards more as I got older.
Yeah,
but Evil Dead 2 is close, boys. It's close, but
I think when we did a video for The Thing, it was a good. It worked out.
It was hard because it's too perfect.
Yeah, we couldn't make fun of it. It was. You always want to have a few things to make fun.
No negatives at all with it.
I can't
remember.
But it's hard to talk. I love so many movies. Like my top 10 solid. So like, it's hard to say my favorite movie of all time. And I'm like, I haven't spoken about this film or that film. And do you know what I mean? So it's tough. Yeah. They're all quite close. I mean, from Dusk Till Dawn, Suspiria, Brain Dead, they're all close.
I think I think the top 3 of my favorite movies is the only thing that's kind of cemented. After that, then it just keeps swapping, I think.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The further you go down, the less it becomes like.
Yeah, because like I got a friend who says like, this new film is in my top 10. It's like, how big is your top 10? There's no more. It's bursting. No, someone's got to go, man. You got to get rid of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
What about you,
Jordan? There, guys. 8 answers.
What about you, Jod?
Sorry. Mine's
Dirty Dancing.
No,
my
favorite horror film is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original.
Yeah.
I didn't even love it at first when I first watched it either. I was like, I didn't see what the whole fuss about. Why was this banned? Don't really get it. And then the more I've watched it, I love horror movies that feel realistic because that can really happen.
As real as they come.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like a snuff, isn't it?
Yeah, you mean I would not be surprised right now if there's a psychotic family living in the outback of Texas killing people. That just wouldn't surprise me. So.
Yeah. I love the remake. I think it's amazing. I think it's one of the best remakes ever. Yeah. And I think people were shitting on it when it first came out because they were so precious of the original. Same with Dawn of the Dead. And I think as the dust has settled now, I think people realize the 2003 version is really fucking good.
It's amazing. Yeah. I always liked it, to be honest.
Definitely grew on me over the years, the 2003 version. Like Curtis, I appreciate the cinematography in that film, to be honest. No, but it is. It's a visually stunning movie, the remake. Yeah. Especially that part where she's running, where the big slaughter factory and I think it's raining and running in there. I was like,
my God. Amazing. And you know the sweat on people's skin glistens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can smell them, like, you know.
do you know as well? I think what's great about that remake is the. Do you know the sheriff played by the guy? I forget his name now. He's plays the
Ollie Amy, is it?
yeah. He is so terrifying as the sheriff. He's more terrifying than Leatherface in that film. Much more terrifying because he's the law. And then they make that stupid beginning one, the prequel to that one. And then they make out like he actually killed the sheriff and stole his outfit. It's much scarier that he is the actual sheriff than him, playing a sheriff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I actually did like the beginning a lot, to be honest, but you do make a good point there. I will agree with that, to be honest. But yeah, he's great in that, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's the guy off Full Metal Jacket screaming in everyone's face, isn't he?
Yeah, a real military
guy. Saving Silverman or Evil Woman.
And he's in The Frighteners. Peter Jackson's Frighteners. He's playing the same character.
The ghost, isn't he? Yeah, the general.
Yeah.
Great actor.
Yeah.
Sam Jones says, best Scream bar the original. So, Curtis, do you want to go first here?
Do you know what? I'm not that clued up on the Scream movies. I like them a lot. I've seen every single one of them, and when a new one comes out, I'll jump on it. But there's always been a franchise that I'll watch once in its entirety, and then maybe again in 5 years or so. So it's not one I've always gone back to. But if my memory serves me right, I think they get weaker after the first one. I mean, they're all solid, but then 2, 3, 4, and I really liked 5. So I'd say the second one. But again, I can't remember who the killer is in the second one.
It's the mother and there's 2 of them.
I
know Scream quite well, and I would say I don't like the second one. Even the second one's very slick, and it's a very solid sequel. There's something flat about the killers. Maybe I think the third one's a bit cheesy. I think I hated the fourth one when I first watched it, but rewatching it, I think it's great. I think probably gun to my head, the fifth one's probably the best sequel.
Yeah, you could be right, Jenks. I did really enjoy the fifth one. I didn't get on with the sixth one, though. I really didn't get on with it. I think I had a bit of fatigue by that time, and the killers get revealed, and I'm just like, there's 10 of you. Oh, okay, that's different. Do you know what I mean? It's the same shit all the time.
There's an amazing meta bit in number 5, where the niece of another guy who knows about movies, played by Jamie Kennedy. I can't remember his name in it now. Well, she's watching the film. She's watching Stab, and in Stab, they're watching a film, and then the killer's behind her while she's watching. It's like about 4 beats of meta, and it sounds novelty when I'm saying it, but when you watch, it's like, that actually does make sense, because it's like
of course.
Mirror. Yeah,
like one of them dolls that you open, there's another doll inside.
The Russian doll.
I think number 4, to be honest, I love part 4. It's just grew on me, so I think it's got the best killer after the killers from the first movie in as well. I think she's awesome as a killer. I'll go with that. I think it's a very consistent franchise, though.
I think so.
It is. No, definitely. Yeah. Definitely
we just go
consistent.
So we just go another 15 minutes, guys, tops? Is that all right?
Yeah, I'm whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. All right, everyone. We're just going to go for another 15 minutes, but we've got a few more comments to get into here anyway, so that should just tide us over. But I just don't. I'm up very, very early tomorrow, so I know Curtis is as well. But
he's already in his pajamas, down below, or his pants.
Twisted Locker pajamas, are they? Oh, I thought that was the Twisted Locker sign.
No.
Okay, we got Funeral Friend 45 saying, I loved Alien Romulus and I liked Beetlejuice 2. So, Jenks, have you seen these two?
I've seen them. I liked Alien Romulus when I first watched it, and I kind of fallen out of love with it. One of those films, the more you think, the less I like. I didn't like the ending. I won't go into it in case somebody hasn't seen it. It is a decent film, but it's a bit too much fan service. Like I said, I was kind of seduced by seeing another Alien movie, and sometimes you can love a film when you more think about it afterwards, but it can have the opposite effect. I didn't like Beetlejuice 2 because it was about 3 movies in one. There was 3 or 4 movies that about 3 plots running, and they could not decide which one they want to follow. And and he had his wife in it that went nowhere. And I just thought, oh, it could have been awesome if they picked one and stuck with it. Yeah.
That one with his wife had the potential to be the best story because they really built it up at the start as well, didn't they?
It went nowhere. It could have taken her out and it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis? Are you a fan of these two?
I loved Alien Romulus. I thought it was fantastic. I give it a very solid 4 stars. And now I have some of the same problems as Jenks. They just didn't bother me as much. But yeah, I loved Alien Romulus. Beetlejuice 2, similar to what you had with Alien Romulus, Jenks. Now, I didn't get out to the cinema raving about Beetlejuice, but the more I thought about it in the days after watching it, the more I disliked it. Exactly what Jenks said. There was 10 stories in one, and there was a few side stories I thought could have been great. I wish they would just run with one of them.
Yeah. Because
too much going on, too many locations. It was the complete polar opposite of what made the first one great.
Yeah, and so do you know the bit where have you seen it? Have you seen Beetlejuice?
Yeah.
So there's a bit where Beetlejuice, you see him at the start, then you see him again, then you see him in like a marriage counselling scene where his guts spill out, and then when Winona Ryder calls him and the table splits and he goes, "The juice is loose." I just thought that should have been the first time we see him, the big entrance. Yeah. We saw him but like 6 times before, so it was like it lost the impact, you know.
Yeah, good point. There's a twist. I won't say what it is in case no one's seen it, but there's a twist in the middle, and I seen it straight away. And I think that kind of, when the twist was revealed a little bit later on, I was like, yeah, kind of already knew that was going to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys remember what I'm referring to.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're referring to. Yeah.
I think that would have been a better plot, though. That the whole plot around that sort of twist, you know, build it around there, rather just be like a small thing in the middle, and then it gets resolved really quickly. It's like, yeah.
I just feel like Jeffrey Jones's character in the Beetlejuice universe could have died 10, 20 years ago. I don't know why this story had to revolve around him recently dying, just for them to make a point that he's dead and he's not going to be in the film, because obviously they can't.
And they basically put him in the film. He had such, you know, you saw many scenes.
They spent the whole film talking about him. People by his gravestone. We had the claymation of him. You see him in the afterlife, although his body's been eaten by a shark. And I just thought the story didn't have to revolve around Jeffrey Jones's death. This is why they all get back together. Your granddad's died. Well, in their universe, he could have died 10 years ago, and we didn't have to talk about him. No. So for me, that was a huge put off, because the guy got so much screen time and probably got money from it. They can't use his likeness without you know.
I think it must be.
He must have got money from it.
I don't know if you noticed as well. Did you see his gravestone? It was in the shape of a shark. I don't know if that was saying like predator or whatever. But,
I didn't notice that, actually. Yeah.
Well, someone actually told me that. But I'm not going to take claim for that. But I was like, oh my god, you're right. Alien Romulus for me is my horror film of the year. To be honest, I loved it. I went to see it twice, and it was even better the second time for me. There's certain things I don't like about it, but the minimal complaints for me, really. I know a lot of people really hate these things about the movie, but I just loved it. It was everything I wanted from an Alien movie. I love the ending. Like, that was my favorite part of the whole thing, because it just went pure horror, I thought.
Yeah, it's very polarizing, the ending, I think, isn't it?
It makes or break the movie for some people, I think.
I was sold on Fede Alvarez directing it, and I wanted a Fede Alvarez film, and I could see from the trailer that obviously he's brought his flair, because he's got a flair to his films, and that's exactly what I got. I was expecting a Fede Alvarez horror film, and I wanted to feel like I did the first time I watched the original Alien, and I went to cinema, and that's exactly what I got, and I was super happy with the ending of it.
Yeah, that was great. I loved it.
No complaints, Jenks.
Bureau Friend says Ghostbusters deserved a higher rating from critics. I think he means the new Ghostbusters.
Newest one.
Frozen Empire. I didn't like it. I thought
I didn't
it was
like it at all.
I don't know why they like so I really liked Afterlife, and they had a lot of fan service
yeah.
in that. But I just thought, okay, it's passing of the torch. You had the cameos. I thought, okay, we're done with that now. And they just had even more passing of the torch. They had like 11 Ghostbusters at one point. Like,
And
ridiculous.
people complain about the fan service in Romulus, but this was way worse for me.
Oh,
we didn't
worse.
need Venkman and all that in there. We just didn't need them.
Do you know what would work, right? So Winston is a good idea for him to be the money man. Like, so he finances their gadgets. So he's like he could be in totally be in all of them without fan service. And you could just have Ray as when they need a consultant about, a book. You don't want him to suit up. You just want him to be when you need him. And you could keep him in throughout the franchise. But you don't need Janine in a Ghostbusters outfit. It's ridiculous,
That Finn Wolfhard was just there to try and get Slimer as well. There was just nothing to the story at all. And I thought he was going to be like the big character in this franchise going forward.
I know.
That's exactly what I was going to say next, is that I feel sorry for Finn Wolfhard, especially the younger cast in the film as well, because they sign on to Ghostbusters. They can be the face of this franchise. Obviously, they get great screen time in Afterlife. And then, exactly like you said, he's just on Slimer duty the whole film. He brings absolutely nothing to the story and completely pushed aside for the old Ghostbusters.
Yes,
if you're going to give us a new generation, they need to run this film. They need to be the heroes.
Yeah. I think it would. Sorry, go on.
Go on, James. Go on.
I just think it would have. I don't know why they rushed into it where they were already established Ghostbusters at the start. It would have been fun for them to discover the firehouse and do it and as a family and have all those beats. You didn't need to rush into them on their first assignment. It just didn't seem any point in it,
Yeah, especially when it's a franchise that kind of makes money as well, and you could take your time with it, I suppose, a little bit there. But totally. I feel like as well, it weren't just giving Finn Wolfhard something to do; it was to get their mascot in there as well. So that story with them two, just oh my god, just didn't work for me. But I didn't mind the film, I must admit. I thought it was. I give it 3 out of 5, which isn't bad. Dawn Keat, hi guys.
Hi Dawn.
Yeah,
hi
Dawn
Dawn.
said to be here on the Facebook page, didn't she? I remember.
Legend.
Hi guys.
That's all right, Dawn. No worries at all.
Hope the podcast going well. Late to the party, sorry. Oh no, it's all right, Dawn. I hope if you want to cast a replay, that's up to yourself. But yeah, we've had a great time here. Well, I have anyway.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, you're wrapping up soon. Yeah, in about 5-6 minutes. Sorry, Dawn.
We've got a bed.
Sorry about that. we'll do it again at some point if the guys want to. Though.
Yeah, 100%.
Another fantastic live, Jill says, guys. Very enjoyable. I'm so glad you enjoyed it, Jill. Thank you very much. Well, I've got a load of questions here, but I'll just end on this one then, because it's a bit of a weird question. I've got a video coming. This isn't to promote my video or anything. I just wondered I've never really seen anyone do this video before, and I just thought, I wonder what their answer would be. So I'm doing a video on 10 scenes I hate in movies that I love.
Oh, that's
so
great.
I was just wondering if you guys got an answer for that.
Well,
whoever comes up with one can go first. I mean, it's not probably what you're going to have to think about.
Is it scenes you hate in movies you love?
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah, maybe it was a bit of fan service in Alien Romulus, but you love the film, that fan service. Yeah.
I've got one. So not 10 scenes from one film.
No, it's just one.
Yeah. So, because that'll be a film you fucking hate, probably. I got one, an easy one. I adore Return of the Living Dead, but I do not like that skeleton that comes up when his eyes open. It looks shit. I hate it.
That was my favorite part of the movie.
It just looks crap. It looks like something from a Halloween shop. And so if I've ever show this film to somebody, I always like, ignore this bit. This is shit. Even the director didn't like this bit. It's only on for like 2 seconds. But that's mine.
Because every time you see that movie come on like a horror documentary or something, they always show that scene as well, don't they? Yeah.
It's iconic. It's an iconic scene.
Yeah. Good answer then, Jinx. What about you, Curtis? You got any?
Yeah, I've got one. Similar to Jenks, right? It's a film I absolutely love, but there's always a scene I cringe in.
Street Trash doesn't count. It's too easy.
No.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2, right? And it's Linda's resurrection, and it's when Linda is dancing in the woods and Ash is watching her from the window. And I don't like the stop motion effect. It seems out of place in the movie, and every time that scene comes on, I do get taken back a little bit. I just don't know why they didn't have the actor there doing the dance. I know she takes her head off and stuff like that, and they could have swapped between doing that. I just hate that her whole body is clay and stop motion, you know. I know it's an old movie and it's a part of the charm of the film now, but it's always, again, with you, Junks, when you show people, whenever I've shown some Evil Dead 2, I'm always like, oh God, on that bit, you know, when Linda's dancing.
It's at the start, he cuts her head off quite early on, I think in the first like 2 minutes of the film.
Yeah.
So she's slightly possessed, he just cuts her head off quick.
Yeah.
Like if my wife just came in and she was like looking a bit strange, I got to confess, I really like that scene. I find I like the music's playing. I like the fact
the music's great. Yeah.
I like the stop animation because it's very disturbing. And I like the fact that the voice is slightly out. There's just something off about the whole scene. So yeah, I enjoy that scene.
No, there's great bits to it. I'm just talking about the stop motion aspects of it, because the rest of the film it looks so great. It's so polished. All the monsters are amazing. The makeup is insane. I just feel like that's the one bit that puts me off. Like when Linda's head lands on Ash's lap, it looks so good, and you can see it's detached. There's no trickery there. When her head's in the vice, or when the body comes in, so it's all great. But that one bit where she's stop motion always makes me cringe a little bit, you know.
Well, just I love that scene, but there's one thing in Evil Dead 2 that I don't like. I don't like when Henrietta turns into that big snake monster. I just think she's so terrifying as Henrietta. I don't know why she becomes a big silly monster.
She didn't need to.
No.
I agree that she didn't need to turn into the silly monster, but I don't mind the silly monster.
No, I can live with it.
I don't mind how it looks.
She's awesome. She's the best zombie.
She's definitely more creepy beforehand. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
Oh, great answers, guys.
Thank you.
I've got Dawn Keaty here again. I'll watch it all on catch up. Yeah. Well, awesome. I hope you enjoy it, Dawn. I was about to call you Dean then. Sorry about that. So that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Thanks, guys, for coming on. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well.
I loved
Absolute pleasure, pal. Thank you for having us on, George.
It was so nice not to have to do homework. It was just talking horror. We usually have to do like some sort of homework, and it was great. Yeah.
I was hoping we'd get like quite a few comments, but I think you're doing all right there, to be honest.
No, it's been great.
Yeah. Okay. Don't forget, everyone, get over to Twisted Locker's channel. It's in the description. You will not regret it. Fantastic channel. Absolutely love it. Keep doing what you're doing, guys. It's awesome. And I'm sure it'll grow even more.
And you.
Cheers, man, John. Thank you, pal.
Yeah. And Dawn just finishes off with thank you all. Love heart. So thank you so much, Dawn. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Dawn.
Thanks for the comments, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers, Jordan.
Top
Cheers,
man,
Abigail.
George.
Cheers.
Thank you,
Bye.
Ab.
Bye.